Hey Gemini, Ascendant, Sun, Moon, Venus, Rising, and those cross-watching. Welcome to your weekly tarot messages. We'll see what the cards predict for you for the upcoming week. It is going to be a general reading. Please keep that in mind. If you're after a personal one, feel free to reach out and inquire. My email address will be listed below the video. Otherwise, let's go ahead, guys, and take a look and see what's coming in for Gemini, Ascendant, Sun, Moon, Venus, Rising, and those that are cross-watching as well. Okay, Five of Pentacles. Okay, Gemini, you've got a connecting energy around you who has been acting a little bit cold or who has been acting a little bit distant. The energies between the two of you feel like it's been a little bit tense. There may have been a lack of contact, there may have been a lack of communication, a lack of understanding. There may have been, yeah, it just feels like tension. It feels conflict. It feels like the both of you, we're in a bit of a turbulent situation. Someone who has been acting cold and distant, I feel like is finally starting to, I feel like this person is finally starting to let up, is what I'm seeing. Bottom of the deck, you've got the Hangman here. Okay, so to me, it feels like you may potentially, there may be contact or communication. Someone is coming in with contact or communication. Someone who has either blocked you or who has been acting cold or distant, or someone who's just been acting very weird lately. It feels like this person is rushing in, rather. Knight of Swords is a very urgent type of energy. So someone is desperately rushing back in towards you. Okay, this is someone who may want a second chance. This is someone who might want to urgently communicate something to you. It feels like it's a conversation that is going to take place this week, and it feels like it's a very, very important conversation, because it potentially is going to set the tone for what follows next. You've come up as a Queen of Swords and the Knight of Swords, and it just feels like, you know what, you kind of want to hear what this person has to say. You kind of want to call them out for their actions, or you want answers to maybe some questions that you have. You want to hear a truth. You want to hear them confess, or you want to hear them say it. Maybe this is someone whom you believe, needs to explain their past actions or their past behavior, or this is someone who you believe owes you an apology, or this is someone who needs to make things right or needs to work through things. You're being very, very transparent with this person, okay? And something you might say to them may make them like sort of arc up. It might make them a little uncomfortable. It might make them a little defensive. It might make them, think, oh my goodness, how can they just come out and say that, right? It's just something you might say because it's so truthful that it feels a little blunt and it feels a little brutal, but you're not beating around the bush. See, you don't want to waste your time. You don't want to waste their time. You've got this very truthful, very like raw and honest and transparent kind of energy, which might take your person aback a little bit, okay? So they might turn around and go, okay, well, I can't believe they said what they said. I can't believe, they're being so direct and so forward. So it might make them feel a certain way. But I see that, yeah, someone who's been acting a little bit cold, distant. I'm also seeing someone has kept you in the dark about something. So they may have been holding on to their emotions from you. They may have been holding back contact or communication. They might be really, they might have held back from telling you what was on their mind or telling you what they felt. It feels like it's like a build-up. Honestly, it just feels like it's a build-up of something. And what's interesting is, why now? Why is it that this person wants to say what they say? Or why is it that this person wants to have this conversation? Or, why now? This is what's interesting, because for such a long time, it just feels like they've been trying to reach you. Maybe they've had restricted access to you. Maybe that's why. Maybe you had them blocked, and or maybe you just weren't eager to talk. Maybe they just couldn't put into words what it is that they wanted to share. I don't know why now specifically or exactly, but it just feels like there's been so much that this person has been trying to communicate or wants to communicate with you, that it's all just going to come out in a flood of emotions, honestly. Okay, so this conversation is going to feel emotional. It's going to feel a little uncomfortable, purely because there's so many truths that are being discussed. I'm also seeing that this person, like with temperance, there's a sense of alchemy, and to me, this is what's coming from out of this conversation. So it's almost like this conversation, okay, the combination of truth, the combination of transparency and honesty, and the openness and the vulnerability, all of the combination of all of these things, it feels like it's all mixed to create the sense of alchemy, the sense of magic, and it's just going to work magic is basically what it's going to do. The conversation is going to move things forward, move this relationship or move this situation forward in a very big way. So a situation that has sort of plateaued, that you've been stuck on, okay, is finally going to receive a breakthrough, is finally going to, you're finally going to see that you're getting somewhere with this person. Either they're going to be very responsive and very receptive to your energy, especially you're very truthful, honest kind of energy there. So if you want to speak the truth, okay, they'll respond back with that same kind of energy. If you have questions, they'll respond back with answers, and it just feels like they're telling you what's on their mind, they're telling you what's in their heart, they're telling you what are their expectations, they're telling you what are their intentions, they're telling you how they stuffed up, how they regret having said or done a lot of things, especially if this is a connection that has been at a discord, okay, especially if there's been some sort of disconnection between you and this individual. And by disconnection, I mean if the two of you haven't been talking, okay, if the two of you have had, if there's been a breakup or a separation or a discord, or just if it's been really on and off, whatever this disconnection translates to you in your specific situation, this person feels as though they've had restricted access, or they've really had a lot of time to think, because you've had a tower moment or two with this individual. This person has had a lot of time to think, and basically they've concluded that it sucks without you. It does. Basically they've concluded that they regret. There's a lot of remorse in their energy. I can see that this person wants to ask for forgiveness, okay. They want to apologize, they want to explain something, they want to share something with you. It feels like they want to try to resolve and work through some things with you, okay? They want to make things better, they want to make things right, they want to, like, it's sort of like, atone or make amends kind of energy. I'm also seeing that for some of you, it's like the both of you either have waited, okay? You've patiently waited, or maybe not so patiently, but you've waited it's like you've been waiting for this conversation. Honestly, it's like you've been waiting to hear what they have to hear, or they've been waiting to hear from you. They've been waiting to hear what you have to say. It's the sense of, and a lot of you, even though things may have ended for you, or things have been at such a strong disconnection with one another, deep down inside you knew that things were going to come back together, or you knew that you were going to still hear from this person, or you knew that even though things ended, they didn't really end, or there wasn't this sense of finality. So I'm seeing that this conversation, okay, and it feels like it's happening this week, or possibly in the weeks to come. This conversation is going to change a lot of things. It's going to change, it's going to put things into perspective, it's going to give you clarity, it's going to give you insight as to how they feel, okay, and how you feel about them, and where your head's at. Beneath the Hangman's energy, you've got the Star card here, and the Star card, it brings this healing kind of quality to the spread, to the reading. So I feel like this is going to be very cathartic. It's going to be very healing. It's going to be very therapeutic. This conversation, I'm telling you, it's going to be like magic, and it'll work magic, okay? It'll work like magic. Things are just sort of going to start flowing, okay? And it's amazing what this, what communication, because I feel like it's not just verbal communication. That's the thing. I think it's like this exchange of energies as well. I feel like you guys are both really responding to what each other is saying. You're both understanding each other, Okay, and there's this respect for, you know, what one is saying and what the other one is hearing. So such a beautiful card. Yeah, such a beautiful like healing quality to the energies here. Therapeutic, cathartic, even. It's just like this release of emotions that have been stored up from such a long time ago. Okay, guys, and these are your messages. Thanks for watching and listening. Please show your support by liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. Bye.